Hi, welcome back. I've missed you guys so much. So I'm in this amazing collaboration video hop sponsored by Ina Salisbury, who happens to be one of my favorite mixed media artists. The idea is it's a napkin collage. You have to use a few elements, any substrate you choose, three different napkins to collage. And of course, me being the doofus I am, I decide I'm going to collage on a cereal bag because why not? So here you can see my mad brush strokes and my napkin decoupage on this cereal bag. I am using watered down tacky glue and various napkins from all sorts of places. I think most of them came from Tuesday Morning. When I went to visit my sister several years ago, I had a napkin extravaganza and bought all these napkins. My sister thinks I'm a complete fool, but it's all good. So I'm fervently madly decoupaging these napkins. So I just want to give a shout out about these wonderful collaborations. You know, they're incredibly challenging for me because I don't know why. They just are. I enjoy them, but I have to tell you, I'm like the kid who waits till the last minute to do their homework. That's me. And I've had this on my plate for a while, had several ideas, and in the end, this is what I end up doing. So I'm sitting here contemplating the layout of my napkins, which is really ridiculous, but I am, and I'm using water to, tear them apart, just paint with water. Now on the other side of the cereal bag, I am stamping and using some very inexpensive, cheap acrylic paint to fill in the gaps from where the napkins were. And this is a really cool stencil. And if you're interested, leave me a comment below and I'll tell you where I got it. And now I've decided I'm going to use some Inca Gold. Well, but it's the blue Inca Gold. And I'm, stenciling it with a baby wipe. And then I get a stipple brush because I can't get in it far enough in the stencil. And you know how into eyeballs I am. So it's an eyeball stencil. So my idea was that this would be like an overlay on top of the cereal bag, and now I'm using one of those little viewfinders as a stencil, using a very light heat of my heat gun because otherwise it'll melt the cereal bag. So then I decided I'm still going to use those. I think they're the color change paints, not expensive. I bought them at a big box store. You guys can guess which one. And using that viewfinder again because I'm in my head I see this project as being successful. Okay, here's where it goes awry. Epic fail. What you don't see is me. I ironed the bags, I sewed them, and let's just say epic fail. So instead of starting the whole project over, which is what I would normally do, but because I'm the kid who waited till the last minute to finish their homework, I've decided not to. So I found a cereal box, I gessoed it, now I'm putting some Distress Oxides on it because behind the cereal bag is translucent and I don't want you to see the back of it, or I don't want you to see the holes. And I've got this sort of thought in my head of what I'm going to do with it. So now I am going to glue down what's left of my epic fail collaging on a cereal bag that didn't work out to be sewed onto a cereal box. And I'm using tacky glue, not watered down this time. So I continue cutting and putting it on the cereal box. So exciting. And I'm using that kitchen spatula that I bought at Ross. They were like 3 for $5. And I tell you, go get yourself some. They're mini kitchen spatulas. They're great painting and gluing tools. So, you know what's kind of cool about the cereal box is no matter how much I messed it up as far as the cereal bag, no matter how much I messed it up, trying to sew it and iron it and whatever I did, it still was it was amazing actually, very resilient. So I let it completely dry, which you don't see. And then I decided I went and got my hole punch, I think it's like a 1 inch or a 2 inch circle punch. And initially I had thought maybe I would make some earrings, but then at the very last minute, of course, I couldn't find all of my jewelry things, so I decided instead I would make some journaling charms. Wasn't exactly how I intended on my collage project to come out, but instead of letting it be a total epic fail and starting all over from the very beginning, I utilized it. So here you see me like putting some wire through some vintage chain that, you guys, I don't even know where I got it. I actually do know where I got it. I got it at a store that's no longer in business, although they may have a mail order business. It's from New York City. It's called Metalliferous. When I used to live in New York, and I was a studio jeweler, I loved that place. It was like the Hobby Lobby of random jewelry supplies. Well, not necessarily Hobby Lobby, but you get what I mean. So now I'm using some seed beads and I'm beading this very thin wire and connecting it to the chain. And I think I have a few paper clips there, like the bullnose kind of clips or the butterfly clips. I don't exactly know what they're called. And I am madly, wildly beading with seed beads and some sort of crystals, some Swarovski crystals. And as you can see, I have a glass of wine on my table at this point because let me tell you, after you've ruined almost an epic fail of a project that you've been working on for, I don't know, several days in between my crazy work schedule, you need a glass of wine. And if you look closely, you can see there's a bug floating in my wine because that's just what happens. They just love me, and no matter what I'm drinking, the bug will decide, hey, I need a drink too. So I'm beading. And now adding it to the paper clip. My fancy camera work is not so fancy, but I'm trying. I went back and I made another journaling charm, and you can see the rest of what's left of my collage. I really enjoyed this collaboration. I want to thank Ina Salisbury for sponsoring it. And if you guys can do me a favor, like and subscribe and comment on each of the videos in the hop. They're all listed below. So many talented artists and so much fun. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and thank you to Ina and all the ladies and to this wonderful YouTube community. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so much aloha. I look forward to seeing you soon, and thanks for joining me. Until next time.